What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig, and we're going to be going over the charts. I'm going to make this a quick video. It is Friday. I do think the traditional markets are in the biggest money grab in history. I've been talking about this for 2 years, that it was coming, and I do think it still is. The only thing that is going to be able to save Bitcoin and actually make Bitcoin bottom here would be an actual traditional market rally, which I do not see happening. We're going to take a look at the Bitcoin chart. Also, at the end of the video, definitely stick around. We're going to be taking a look at Apple and Google. That was what you guys requested most in yesterday's video. You can make your requests down below for which stocks to go over on Monday. And I'll go over them. So make sure you leave your comments below. Before we begin, make sure you smash that thumbs up, guys. Take a second out, smash the thumbs up. That helps so much. Let's get at least 1,000 likes down there. If you look down, there's less than 1,000, hit the like. If there's more than 1,000, hit the like. Also, by leaving your comments, subscribing to the channel, that helps get these videos out to more people. If more people would have watched the December 2nd video where I talked about the Amazon compared to Bitcoin chart, chances are a lot less people would have lost money. So anyways, let's take a look at what's going on. So in the 4 hour, we've been talking about this. Our next target here in the 4 hour is about 16.1 to 16.2, and that's just the measured move of this white rising channel breakdown. And then we have this target here from the bigger rising channel here, about 15.8. Remember, if the 15.8 breaks, we're looking for the 15.250 to 15.3. If that breaks, 14.5 is the next area of support. This is our weekly target from the weekly chart. Once that breaks, we can see around 12.5, and then you guys know my much lower target, 75 to 8,500, sometime in February or March, and then getting a bounce from there into April or May, possibly as high as 14 to 15,000, and then back down middle or end of next year. Sometime in actually September, October-ish, I'm looking for the Bitcoin bottom. Could be around 35 to 4,500. I'll take a look at the invalidations of that too, but I want to take a look at the RSI. Now, a lot of people use the RSI as overbought and oversold. That is not how you use the RSI. I'm going to actually make some videos about how to actually use the RSI. I'm not going to charge like most people. I'll put it for free on the channel. But make sure you're subscribed so you do get notified of that stuff. Anyways, as you can see where we're at right now, it looks really low, right? Oversold, right? If we go back to the breakdown over here, right here, same type of breakdown. This bottom, let's zoom in. This bottom, the RSI, whoops, right here, right? That was right here. We had a little bounce up, RSI reset a little bit and came. This little downfall was this big drop here. So we have plenty of room. And another way to look at that is if you go into the daily chart, we'll go into that now, and then look at the daily RSI. This is what gives us our big view of it, right? That shows us going down to at least that 15.3 to 14.8. Does that have to happen in a day? No. We are coming up on a weekend. Could it drop severely and fast on the weekend? Yes. It could also pump on the weekend. So, but I'm looking more to the downside. I still haven't changed my view on that at all. I think our RSI has to come way back down into these ranges, which will be at least that 14.8 to 15.3 range. Then our measured move of this descending triangle here is bam, right here, about 75 to 8,500. Like I said, I believe that'll be the false bottom. Then we get a rally back up into this range here. 13 to 15,000 sometime in March, April, May, somewhere in there. And then just a continuation down to get to our ultimate low down here. If you guys are interested in trading, I'm going to also look at the big macro chart right now. That's kind of shows you how Elliott wave works, and just stick around. We'll be checking it out in a second. But before we do, make sure you check out Prime XBT, by far my favorite exchange. They don't trade against you. You can trade Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, everything, all from one exchange. You can use all this stuff to trade against Bitcoin. Also, definitely check them out. There's a free contest section. You can join these contests for free and win actual real money. So you can learn to use the exchange, with zero risk and actually still have a chance to win money. Once you learn the exchange and you decide to trade, you can use my promo code SAVVY50. That'll get you up to a $7,000 bonus. SAVVY25 will get you 25% off your fees. They do help support the channel, so that is one way to help support the channel. There's many of them. So this is my macro wave count, right? We talked about this last year, that this being just a big wave 1. We had a wave 2 correction, wave 3, wave 4 correction, and our wave 5 is finished. That is one big bull run, right? Now, a lot of people were trying to argue that wave 3 has to be the longest. It does not. Wave 3 is often the longest, never the shortest. So this, looking on the log scale, is really skewed, right? That's just to fit it all in here. If we go zoom out to just put it on the linear scale, then you can see how big this really is, right? So there's the little wave 1, big wave 3, and our blow off overextended wave 5, right? This is something I wanted to show you guys. This is on the monthly chart, right? So in each wave, this is big wave 1. So you had a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 within one big one. In each one of these, you had 5 waves up, right? If we go and look at this wave 1 here, it looks very similar to the whole structure. Let me show you that. All right, so go down. Here's that wave 5, wave 3. Look at wave 1. See it right here? Watch what happens if we zoom in. It looks just like now, because that's kind of, Elliott wave kind of just makes fractals, right? 5 wave counts. So this looks an awful lot like just a smaller version, right? Here's your wave 1, your wave 2, and your wave, or I'm sorry, your wave 1, 2, your wave 3, which was not the longest, but not the shortest, wave 4, and then your blow off wave 5. Now this is from 2011 to 2015, guys. Do you see the similarities there? That was just one big wave 1 structure, and then we had our wave 2 after. Let's go back into the monthly, right? Same thing that we just looked at. I'm going to take, now this is on the monthly. This is looking at the same thing. Let's put this, let's actually get our drawings off of there. Get this off of here too. If you look, same thing, guys. You see how that works? There's your wave 1, 2, wave 3, wave 5 right here. We're going to go back over one more time, and then we'll go into the Amazon compared to Bitcoin chart, and then I'll look at Apple and Google and give you my macro view on that, right? So again, this is your monthly, right? Wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We go back into the daily. We go looking at this wave 1 way over here, because let's do that, and it looks almost identical. I may make something and put these, you know, line them up a little better, but as you can see, wave 1, wave 3, wave 5, all the way back out into these ranges, guys. Be careful. I do not think this bear market is anywhere near over. If you guys are interested in checking out my wife's webpage, the link is down below, inkyourimage.com. Definitely check it out. Also, that Prime XBT link is down below. But check out my wife's webpage. She makes all this stuff by herself. She can put anything you want on any of this stuff. Dig in, check it out. Here is my weekly look on Bitcoin. We drew this in months ago. We have our target here, 14.8 to 14.9 from the break of this rising broadening wedge. Can you say we hit it here? Possibly. Once we break this 14.9 area, I look for 75 to 8,500. But remember, it probably won't be straight down. We'll probably get a bounce around 12.5, whatever. But eventually getting back up to that 14, 15,000 range before coming down. September, October 2023, I see us here. Remember, we need to watch this weekly RSI. If we break above this, that just signifies a false bottom. As you can see over here, once we broke above the weekly RSI on the Amazon compared to Bitcoin chart, right? That was our false bottom, only to come down and make lower lows. That's what I expect to see here. So if it does play out like I'm expecting, it could go much lower. It could go to around 6,000 for the false bottom, but we'll see what happens there. But we'll know once we break out of this weekly trend line that that was our false bottom, and we still have one more low to come, which I believe will be September, October. Here's another way to look at it. I know everybody thinks that Bitcoin has to reach a new all-time high every 4 years. That is not proven. I just showed you how cycles work, right? There's no guarantees that Bitcoin's going to hit new all-time highs every 4 years. Could that happen? Yes, it could. Will it? Probably not. It's probably going to look more like this. We'll get rallies every 4 years for our 4-year cycles, but you don't have to get new highs every 4-year cycle, right? I can't wait till that is proven wrong just to quit hearing about it, because I'm just sick of hearing about it, right? And the people that are screaming that are going to have to admit that the 4-year cycle does not mean new all-time highs. Right? There's a lot of things that happen every 4 years along with Bitcoin. And I've talked about that. That's really what is the driver of the market. So it's not really the halving, right? The halving really has nothing to do with it, in my opinion. So anyways, if this plays out like the Amazon chart, it could be 10 years till we see new all-time high. Now, everybody, God, I hear it so much. People pay attention. So many people don't pay attention, and they're just so stuck on Bitcoin has to go up because now they've lost so much money that what they hear or what they try to say, I'm saying, is Bitcoin's in a bear market for 10 years. It's not in a bear market for 10 years. I expect the bear market to end right here, middle or end of 2023, right? But I don't expect it to go to new all-time highs. So from here, if that's the low, the bear market ended. It doesn't shoot straight up like everybody thinks, like everybody thinks we're going to have a new to all-time high in 2025. Could we? Yes. Is it likely? No, not in my opinion. It's not in the charts, guys. We look at the charts. I try to tell you what I see in the charts, not what I hope happens, because my dumbass didn't sell up here, right? So it's got to go back up, and I got to call the bottom every time we hit a bounce. That's what happens when you get stuck in the markets. And all these guys that claim to be pros, back in 2017, they did the same thing. They didn't sell the top. They held it all the way back down to the bottom, losing out on all that money, just like they did now. But they're still claiming to be experts. How are they experts? They did nothing right in the market, right? Here's the Amazon weekly chart overlaid on Bitcoin. What will invalidate this? If we break the 55 EMA before hitting these lows, the 55 EMA dropping quickly is right now at about 26.3, 26.5. Give it, because if it rose up, this would move up a little bit. So 26.5. If we break that, I would much rather buy up here if we break this before getting to the lows than buy now and then hitting these lows. Do what you got to do. None of this is financial advice. I'm showing you what I see in the markets and what I'm doing, right? So be careful. Let's take a look at, so if this is the case, this is one more thing I want to point out. You see this red line? That's 20,000. So if it does play out like this, we may not see 20,000 till the beginning or middle of 2025. Yes, I said 2025. Good possibility that we do not see 20,000 until then. We'll see what happens. Keep an eye on it. Remember, watch the 55 EMA on the weekly. Here's Apple on the daily, right? This is an old chart. You could look back when I made it. I think it was a few months back. I put Apple on the thumbnail, so you can look for it if you want, but I haven't touched this chart, right? These numbers here, do you see these? Those are off my monthly chart, and I'll show you how I get those. But this is just using a Fibonacci extension. Looking at this as a possible wave, 1, 2, 3 may get us down to the 88 or so. But still looking at these targets, we're almost to the 122. Like I said, once this breaks, next target's around 107. Once that breaks, next target's around 108. Does that mean it goes straight down in a straight line? No, it does not. Could it? Yes. Will it? Probably not. Let's look at this on the monthly. And on the monthly, all I did was took our lows of 2020 and used the Fibonacci retracement. Let's see what that looks like. Actually, we're going to look at that in the weekly. Nope, actually, yep, weekly. So there it is, just from our lows here to our highs here, the retracement levels. And that gets us to 109. Golden pocket zone about 89, 90. and then all the way down to 67. We could go much lower depending on where we want to start this. We could start this way down here. That would say we get around 50 bucks. Or we could start it at this low way over here. That would get us down to as low as 40 bucks. So nevertheless, still got further down to go in my opinion. We're just getting a bounce off the 382 if we're looking at retracement levels. But once we break this area, we have 200 EMA on the weekly, about 119 once that breaks, 109, 90, 67, so on and so forth. Google. So this is my Google daily chart. And this was just measured moves, right? We nailed these. We talked about once this broke to look for these, and look at where we're at. We got down to the 90, got to bounce up. Right now, we're still below this. So as long as we cannot get back above 90, 79 is our next target, and then 65, according to my measured moves. Then we go over to the weekly. Same thing, put in the Fibonacci retracement from our 2020 low, right? Getting a bounce off the golden pocket zone right now. May bounce around this area for a little while. Once we lose this area, your next stop is going to be around 70. I'll go ahead and put this in here. Next stop's going to be around 70. And if we, the same thing, we could move these down to the low lows and look at this whole big measurement. That would get 70 around, would be around our golden pocket zone, and our 0.786 would be around 50 bucks, just like everything else. Same type of stuff, guys. All these markets were overhyped and pumped with free money. That is over. I think there is some great opportunity here. This is not doom and gloom unless you just want to be lazy, buy and hold and hope something goes up. Then you can look at this as doom and gloom. Otherwise, find the opportunity, get it. Take it easy, guys. I'm out.